Coach, is what do you think about expansion in the tournament? You can't say it, but the regionals. That question being last year, Ball State had a great record. UTSA didn't get in. Rutgers didn't get in. There's a bunch of teams that didn't get in that a lot of people thought should have got in, and I could go on about that. And I just feel like you obviously don't want to water down a tournament, but with football, you got the college football playoff going to 12 teams. You got the basketball; they got the first four in. They've been doing that about a decade. It just hurts my feelings when I see a team, maybe in your conference, maybe in another conference, non-power 5 conference, win 30, 40 games, and then boom, they don't get in the tournament.
Yeah, my thoughts are that expansion is only going to benefit the Power 5. If Ball State didn't get in last year with 64, they're not going to get in at 70 or 72. They just don't respect the Midwest mid-major leagues enough to want to put them in. And I think that what we're going to see if they expand, like the NCAA is talking about, I think, with whatever 25% of the teams, so you'd be at 75. Like, all you're going to see is the 13th SEC team get in and the 11th ACC team get in, and I don't see it having hardly any impact on us. And if it doesn't mean a second Horizon League team or a second MAC team can get in, it doesn't. It's not going to impact us financially, and so honestly, not too worried about it. Just worried about going and winning our league, man.
Right? Yeah, I can get that. I just
that might be a downer answer, but it's the truth.
I mean, I like it. I respect. I put it like this. I respect it. Because I'm watching I'm watching the tournament last year, and I see Wright State going toe to toe with Stanford, and you guys don't get. I'm based out of Texas and Florida. You guys don't get that midweek baseball like a lot of people do down here until later in the year. You guys are going on the weekend. These guys come February, they're going, and that's no disrespect to them. They're great programs, but they're going, like you guys are going later in the season all year long. They got a Tuesday, Wednesday game in February sometimes. So,
yeah. No doubt, man, no doubt. You couldn't do any more than Ball State did last year. They scheduled as tough as you could schedule. They won some of those games. They won 40 games. You couldn't have done any more. They had their RPI said they should get in, and they didn't.
Right.
2 years ago, Wright State's as good a mid-major team as I've ever seen. Their RPI is high 20s or 30,
right.
And they got a 4 seed. So I'm just convinced it doesn't matter.
Right, and then with UTSA, they beat Southern Miss last year at Southern Miss in their conference tournament, and Southern Miss ends up getting in and hosting, and they didn't even get in. So I was just like, so I can see how you look at that. Well, I see you open up with Lamar, and then you go to University of Kansas. So, and then I see you got a early March date with the University of Michigan, which, speaking of University of Michigan, there was a call last year, Coach, during the regionals where a player, and before I get into this, I want to say this. Umpires have a very hard job. I respect umpires. I don't want to criticize umpires. I just want people to look at stuff from a different perspective. There was a call at second base, and it could have, basically sent Michigan to the Super Regionals versus Texas A&M. I don't know if it was home field or whatever it was, but do you think the officials should have a command center like some of the other sports do to maybe look at those plays a little bit closer? Because I think if that kid is called safe, it could affect the outcome. Not saying it would, but it could affect the outcome of the game.
I think at that level, when you're talking about a chance to advance, I think we should do everything we can to, if we're going to have it, if we're going to have replay and whatnot, we should do everything we can to get it right. If we're not going to go all in on it, we should just get rid of it and let it be what it is. I think we've kind of chosen to take a half-hearted approach to it, and I think we get what we get.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you on that because it's like some of these kids may make it. Oh, wow. Lost them.